I'm not linear. I'm at a point in my life where I'm not looking for someone's permission to be here. You know, I come from a very musically rich city, Chicago. You know, we had the blues, we had jazz, we had punk clubs and new wave clubs and industrial clubs.
With her perfectly beat match mixes and funky foot shuffling tracks, house music DJ Honey Dijon is a success story. A globetrotter, she's proudly black, a woman, and trans. Even in the eclectic industry she inhabits, that's unique.
You know, it's funny, you know, this culture has really morphed into or been dominated lately by white heterosexual cisgender men. Which is quite funny because I feel like when Frankie Knuckles died, the last great black gay DJ died with him, you know.
The difficulties faced by those that identify as trans are well known. It's believed nearly half of trans people under 26 in the UK have attempted suicide. Honey's visibility and success are a stark contrast to the bleak backdrop of statistics that highlight how difficult it can be for trans people to find their place in the world.
You want to be able to see that there's a possibility for you. You want to be able to see that you can do something. You want to be able to be seen, or that you matter, or that you have value to contribute to something.
And for partygoers in Bristol, it matters too.
For me personally, I'm an ethnic minority, I'm Pakistani. To see like a DJ like Honey Dijon out there who's black and transgender is a huge deal. It means that being gay isn't just for white gay men like Neil Patrick Harris who you see in sitcoms. It is for everyone.
For someone who's trans and lives in Bristol, even lives in London, even lives on planet Earth, you know, like, how difficult is it?
I think it's very difficult. I think the main thing is coming out to your family. So I'm literally just at the start of my transition. I'm waiting to go on a waiting list for a GIC, which is a gender identity clinic. With my old job, where I was a manager, my look started to be a bit, I felt like they didn't want me there. But now, like doing my tattoo apprenticeship, like I can't ask for better people around me.
I would say trans people have it more hard because we're throwing back in people's faces everything that they know to be who they are and the security within themselves. So I think that's what frightens people. I'm not looking for someone to validate me or accept me. It's not my job to make other people feel comfortable about who I am, and it's also, I don't need your approval to be here. You're here too. Like you know, like why is your being more important than mine?
Her career has gone from the early days of underground house and disco in Chicago with her mentor Derek Carter to international acclaim and working with the likes of Mercury-nominated artist Ononi. Honey is still close to her roots, and what she sees back home is deeply concerning.
My sister has 2 black boys, and I freak out sometimes. Like, you know, it almost feels like what happened back in slave times, you know? It feels really crazy to me.
If Donald Trump becomes commander-in-chief,
anyone that's not a white man should be afraid.
Gender identities are as fluid as they've ever been, and she believes we're only at the start.
We're just at the tipping point of gender and sexual orientation and body modification. You know, you're gonna see all different types of gender expressions and sexual orientations because, you know, these are just people being put into boxes, and there's 7 billion people on the planet. You don't think there's gonna be 7 billion different varieties of human beings?